Nagatsi hinu chadkilti kiang. My Haida name is Fox. Dánggad. I'm happy to see you. Welcome to this edition of Haida Language and Etymology. Today I want to talk about the Haida alphabet and ways of identifying Haida sounds. I want to approach it though by sort of deconstructing the English alphabet that you're already familiar with, most likely, and sort of reconstructing the Haida alphabet by going through the sounds and piecing together our letters. But first, I'd like to talk about linguistic isolates. So, what is a linguistic isolate? A language isolate, in the absolute sense, is a natural language with no demonstrable genealogical or genetic relationship with other languages, one that has not been demonstrated to descend from an ancestor common with any other language. So, Haida is a linguistic isolate. As such, it has some unusual sounds that we are not used to hearing in English and that just are not made in English. So we're going to try to kind of wrap our mouth around these, and we're going to group them in letters that are common with English, the Haida vowels, and the unique Haida sounds. So, without further ado, let's take a look at the English alphabet. So here we have your A to Z that you already know all the sounds. Let's take a look at a few different letters in our alphabet, specifically F, O, P, Q, R, V, X, and Z. Now, these letters either don't occur normally in Haida, or they're only used really rarely and borrowed. Some of the letters like P and R might be found in words borrowed from English, but they're not considered a normal part of Hudkill. So we're going to take F, O, P, Q, R, V, X, and Z and your normal understanding of those and just throw them out the window. So what we are left with are the common letters of Haida with English. We have A, B, D, E, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, S, T, U, W, and Y. These letters, more or less, are going to sound the way you're used to using them, so we will keep them. The only unusual thing is you might see some unusual letter groupings, but we'll get to that in a bit. So let's take a look at our vowels now. A, E, I, U, and Y are left. So the way we use A, E, I, U, and Y in English is going to be a little bit different from how we're going to use it in Haida. So I'm going to go over the sounds these letters make. Okay, so A in Haida sounds more like E is I is U is going to be as in put, so it's and Y is going to be a hard Y, so that's right? So there are some unique Haida vowels that we're going to add to these. These look like this. The first sound is ah, then A rhymes with way, the two E's, and then the double I is E, and then the double U is oo. So let me go through those one more time. They sound like ah, a, e, oo. Okay? So together, all together, the Haida vowels sound like ah, e, e, oo, and ya. Okay? So it's pretty easy to follow. You gotta get a little familiar with them. But so that leaves us basically with this. We have our common letters with English now mixed in with our regular vowels and our Haida vowels. So let's approach the unique sounds a little bit. I'm going to kind of go through each of these, and then I'm going to use them in some word examples so you can hear how they sound in the actual words. A lot of them sound quite similar or are even used to represent other letters in different dialects. So our first sound is ch, ch, just like the English ch, but it's sometimes used in different ways. Then we have dull, dull. Sounds almost like the end of candle, dull. Then we have the G line, which is a glottal H. It's like h, h. It's sort of in the back of your throat. The G with an arrow over it, actually you normally see this letter with the arrow on top of the G. I've yet to succeed in writing it that way, so we've got it this way right now. If you see the G with the arrow next to it, that's what we're talking about. That's like a snappy G, like g, g, g. Okay? Following that, we have the HL sound, which is takes a little bit of practice, but it's actually a sound I really like. What you're going to do is you're going to put your tongue and behind your top front teeth as if you're saying hull, right? But instead of voicing the sound, you're going to just express air out of your mouth. So we put our tongue here, right? And then we say, it almost sounds like a high English SH sound, but you can, as long as you know where to put your tongue, you can get it pretty quickly. I'll do it one more time. Okay, that is the HL sound. Then we have what is called a K with a pinch, and that's sort of a snappy K. That's like k, k, k. Okay. Following that, we have our more glottal K with more. It has more air. It's like k, k, k. Okay, that's the K that is underlined. Following that, we have an underlined K with a apostrophe next to it. That's typically called a K pinch. Okay, and this is a clicky K, k, followed by a glottal stop, and it's hard to demonstrate without using it in a word. But for example, if you have a vowel after it, like E, it would be like k-e, k-e. Okay, k-e. So that'll sound better once I use it in a word. The apostrophe L letter is that denotes a glottal stop before the L. So what we're going to do is close our throat and then say "ul" like we normally would. So that sounds sort of like "ul." Okay? Also will sound better in a word. Following that, we have NG. It's NG as in song. So okay? And you don't hear that combination much in English, but it's pretty common in Haida. Following that, we have a P with the pinch after it. That's a labial P. It's pretty easy. It's like p, 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 p. And it's very atypical. We don't find that much in Haida, but that's how it sounds. Then we have a T pinch, which is a hard stopped t, t, t. Okay. Following that, we have the TL character. So that's going to sound like tull, tull. Okay. The T pinch, the TL with apostrophe at the end of it, called the T pinch. It's a very unusual sound for an English speaker, and probably one of the harder ones for people to practice. We're going to again put our tongue behind our top front teeth, just like on the other one we were working on, as if you're saying tull, like the previous letter, the TL. But with the TL pinch, we're going to do like this, and then we're going to make a click out of the side of our mouth, okay? So we got to get our tongue in the right place, and then we kind of make a little click, which will go a lot of the time at the beginning of words. So that sounds like this. Okay? You put your tongue here, and then you click out of the side of your mouth. So the TS character is all close to a CH. It's t, t, t. And that will sound a little bit better in a word as well. The X character actually makes more of an H sound that you would expect for English, right? So it's ha, ha, right? The underlined X is a glottal H. It's more like ha. It's sort of high in the back of your throat, from my understanding, versus the underlined G, which is lower. So you're like ha for the G, and the underlined X is more like ha, ha, okay? So, and then we have the X with an arrow beside it, which is actually quite similar to the underlined G and the underlined X, okay? That's gonna be like ha. I'm gonna use it in a few words. It is also not a sound that occurs in English. And then finally, we have just our apostrophe at the end. We call that a pinch, and it's its own character because you will find it a lot of the time at the beginning of words, and it just denotes a glottal stop. So before you speak that word, you're gonna close your throat. So now we are going to take a look at our word examples. And let's start with the CH sound. So for CH, we have chagas, chawa, and chin. Okay? I'll say those again. Chagas, chawa, and chin. Now, you'll notice that the accent above each part of the word, that's where we're going to put the emphasis. Haida is a tonal language, so whenever you're sounding these words out for the first time, try to put the emphasis where you see the accent, and it will really help. So, let's move on to DL. We have dlaguta, dlaja, and dlai. Dlaguta, dlaja, and dlai. You see how it kind of flows together. Our G line, our first word is hunt, hagui, and hana. Hunt, hagui, and hana. So if I mess up any of these words, I'll try to just repeat myself quickly. Following that, we have the G with the arrow. So that is more of our snappy G. We have galgahian, galgahian, nagatsi, fox, nagatsi, and naganats, naganats. Moving on, we have our HL sound, which is to review. Put your tongue behind your top teeth and blow out air instead of making a sound. So the first word is ta, kyan, and then stana, okay? Ta, kyan, stana. Following that, we have a K pinch. That is ka, kad, ki, and ko. All right? Ka, kad, ki, ko. The K underlined sound blends more with the rest of the word. Says kun, ku, kugin, kuyas. Kun, ku, kugin, kuyas. And then we have our K pinch. This is where we're going to put the underlined K with the apostrophe. We're going to put a glottal stop between this sound and the rest of the word, okay? So we're going to say ankdanga. Ankdanga is the first word, all right? Then we have k'een, k'een. And then finally, k'udala, k'udala. All right? So you can hear the separation between the and the rest of the sounds. As you practice this, you'll get to blend that together easier and it will come together. And then we have our glottal stop L sound. This sounds like lana, la. And then we even do this with a W, which was I stuck this in here. We do wada, la-I, okay? Lana, la, wada, la-I. All right. Our NG sound, we have nistla, nistla, nai, dangulai, and gnal. Nistla, nai, dangulai, gnal. Okay. Then we have the T with a pinch, tanu, tausqual, and teej. Tanu, tausqual, and teej. Then we have our tul sound, tul, okay? We have klasguda, klaskuna, and klatsa. Klasguda, klaskuna, and klatsa. Then we have our TL pinch click sound, okay? We remember, we go, all right? So these words, we're gonna do our click and attempt to blend that sound with the rest of the word. We have aj, an, and u, okay? I'll do that one more time. Aj, an, and u. All right. Then we have our TS. We have tsanu, tsala, and suju. Tsanu, tsala, and suju. We have our X, which makes the h sound. We have hi, heed, and hui. All right. It's more of a breathier H, this sound. Hi, heed, and hui. All right. Then we have our X line. This is the sound that we'll hear in when I say had kill, Haida language, had kill. So our first word is had, and then ha isda, and then haula. Had, ha isda, and haula. All right. For our X with the arrow, we have gitzchan, gitzchan, which is the word for catch a can, gitzchan, and then alakhan, alakhan, and then hlatzuk, hlatzuk, okay? So those are probably the hardest words in this list. Then finally we have our P pinch, which is our labial P, 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 p. And the one word I have for that is hapad, hapad, because there weren't that many examples. So we now have this. We have our complete Haida alphabet and all of our letters that we are familiar with now. And we can also group these sounds like this into common letters, vowels, and unique sounds that we just went over. These tools should prepare you for reading and writing Haida. Next week, we're going to be talking about gender, sentence structure, and pronouns. So don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell. Take care of yourselves. House Dunk King Song. I'll see you again.